Hi, I'm Terry from Bed and Biscuits Boarding and Training Facility. This is Lucita. She's done really good. She's not used to being on a leash, so I had quite a bit to deal with at first, but she's doing much better. We're just using a short leash. Usually I use like a 6-foot leash. This is a little bit shorter, just so I don't want her getting too far out away from me. And she's doing much better. I'm using a prong collar, which eventually she probably won't need. Hey, sit. Sit. But right now she does, because if you don't, she takes advantage and pulls like crazy. So this collar works really good for that. But only use it when you're training with her, because she can hook it on a gate or a doorknob or a fence or tree limb or something like that, and she could really get hurt. So only use this collar when you're training with her. When we return, we're going to come back to about, we're going to do about 4 or 5 different exercises. The heel on leash, the sit stay, the down stay, and the recall. And we're going to use hand signals and verbal commands through all this. So when we return, we'll come back to the heel on leash.
Good girls.
Okay, through all these exercises, the dog is going to be at your left side. Dog will always be at your left side. If you walk her one time on your left side and then the other time on the right, she's going to be trying to crisscross in front of you or behind you. So always, come on baby, sit. So what we're going to do is do everything with the dog at your left side when you're training, and when you're walking her any other time on a leash, the dog will always be at your left side. Okay, you're going to stand here, hand signal to sit. Bring your hand up like that, tell her to sit. She listens to that very well. When you take your first step, ask her to heel. If she doesn't want to, or she wants to sniff over there, go see somebody or another dog over there, don't cater her and stop and let her do it, because then she's walking you. Make sure you walk where you want to go. Usually, like if she's wanting to go this way, I'll go the opposite way to make her listen, because she has to listen to the person on the other end of the leash. When you stop walking, she should automatically sit. She doesn't have to, but I've been trying to make her sit. She shouldn't pull. If you keep the leash tight like this, she's going to pull. You're going to pull this way, and she's going to constantly pull that way. This collar, the way it's designed, when she goes somewhere other than beside you, it's a pull and release. Her reward is to leave the leash loose where it hooks to the collar. That way it's nice and relaxed, just hanging there, nothing's pulling. That's her reward. Okay, let's see how she does. Lucita, heel. Good girl. Good girl. When you stop, she should automatically sit. Good girl. Lucita, heel. Good girl. If she doesn't, give a little pull and tell her to. Lucita, sit. Exercise finished, and praise your dog. Good girl. Okay, this is going to be Lucita's recall. Again, we're going to put her at your left side with a sit. Next hand signal that you're going to tell her is stay. Put the palm of your hand in her face and tell her to stay. As you slowly walk away from her like this, and just reinforcing the word stay, okay? Then when you get to the end of your leash, if she tries to follow you, which she very well may the first couple times you do this, put her back to where you started from. Put her in a sit, tell her to stay, and walk back very carefully and tell her stay, stay. Then you're going to turn and face her. You're going to bring your hand to your chest. That's the third hand signal to come. You bring your hand to your chest. So it's sit, stay, and come. And she should come and hopefully sit at your feet. As long as she comes to you, like off leash right now, she's not very good about that at all. But on leash, she's doing really good. And to get her to do well off leash, you have to start training them on a leash to come to you. Okay, Lucita, you ready? Sit. Come on. Sit. Stay. 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 Lucita, come. Exercise finished, praise your dog. Okay, this exercise is going to be Lucita's sit stay. Again, hand signal to sit is that. Palm of your hand to stay. As you walk to the end of your leash, reinforcing the word stay so she doesn't follow you. And then you're just going to stand out there for 3 to 5 seconds, no longer than that to start out with, and then return back to her, but you're going to return back exactly the same spot. You're going to return back like this and stand just like you did before you left. Then I usually say the words free to release the command and tell her good girl. Okay, come on, let's see. Sit. Sit. Stay. Girl, stay. 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 Exercise finished. Praise your dog. Good girl. Okay, this one's going to be her down stay. Always start out with her in a sit. Okay, and you're just going to turn and face her. It's getting kind of warm out, the sun, so she's wanting to lay down. You just turn and face her. I put my hand right to the ground and tell her down. I tell her twice. If she doesn't do it, you know she's heard you. She's just rebelling. So I would just take the leash where it hooks to the collar. As you tell her a third time, no more times than that, and just pull her gently to the ground as you point to the ground, and then do your stay, just like your sit stay. Tell her to stay. You walk out to the end leash, tell her to stay for 3 to 5 seconds. Then you return all the way back, tell her to stay. Then release her. I usually use the words free. Okay, come on, let's see, come on. Let's see how she does. Sit. Good girl. Stay. Down. Stay. 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 Exercise finished. Come on. Praise your dog. Good girl. Okay, for a conclusion, Lucita's done very, very well. Like I say, she was not good on a leash at all before, so she's come a long ways. But when you go to train her, I do it twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And just take a lot of patience with you and go through each exercise fairly fast, end it on a good note, okay? And even if things are not going real well, don't ever spend more than, I'm spending longer now because we're videotaping, but I'm never longer than 10 minutes. Because after 10 minutes, you'll start to see the dog, any dog will get like tired of doing it. You don't want them to get to the point where they don't want to train and don't want to work, because then they're not going to learn, they're going to hate it. You don't want them to do that. You want them to have a good time. I haven't used any treats with her because then you got to wean them off from treats. So using treats is like a last resort. She hasn't needed that. So she's done really well. It's just that if you can do these exercises right here with this collar, because if you don't use a collar like this, she's going to pull you and abuse the situation, okay? And as soon as you're done training her, take that collar off and you're good. Do it if you can do it once a day or more, that's fine. Going in and out of doorways, I try to stop her, put her in a sit, tell her to stay. I open up the door, tell her to stay, then tell her to come. She's pretty good. She's better going in than coming out, but she does pretty well at it. But you keep working with her. I think she'll do very good. Thank you very much.